trending tweet. Okay, stop blaming Muslims. And then you have, on the fourth one, you have Hindu United Against Terror, which has 519,000 tweets, and Stop Blaming Muslims has 75.8 thousand tweets. Okay, let's just assume that maybe the Twitter doesn't looks at the number of tweets, which sounds really stupid, but let's assume that that is the case, and instead it looks at the right now what is being tweeted real time, and that is why maybe Hindus United Against Terror is not being tweeted right now in the real time. Okay, so this is the case. So what will happen is, when I'm going to create a tweet and I put a hashtag, I get Muslims the real victim, RIP Sushant Singh Rajput, I get World Blood Donor Day, I get depression, I get all these tweets. Okay, I even get but I do not get the number one tweet of India, the number one tweet in India. So let's try to force it to show us that hashtag, okay, from India. So the hashtag that is trending. So I will type Hindu, and again it is giving us this. This is Hindus Against Terror is not the number one tweet. Neither is Hindustani Bhav. And if you go down, the number one tweet is number one trending hashtag is still not being shown. If I type even till Hindu, Hindus Against Terror is again not the number one hashtag. Hindustani Bhav is again not the number one hashtag. It is trying to divide the voices of the people by making sure, or making it hard, a little bit hard, to find the exact hashtag that is being trending right now, that is trending right now. So if I want to voice my support for a specific topic, do not fall for the um, whether it is Hindu or not. Just I'm talking about this Twitter. Twitter is supposed to be run by algorithms, and it is supposed to be um, unbiased, because it's a code. A code cannot be biased until it is being programmed in a certain way. So this should not be happening. It should be showing us the number one trending hashtag in India, but instead it shows us these many, and it tries to create a divide between the voices, and instead of becoming one big voice that is united, the um, whole situation is divided. The whole narrative is divided into smaller sections. It becomes like the people who are looking for Hindus, okay, united, okay, who do not have Hindus Against Terror, which is not the number one trending, they will suddenly feel that people do not care about them. Okay, and if they're using the Hindu United Against Terror, then they will feel, okay, everyone is talking about this. But even then they are getting a misrepresented number, because Hindus Against Terror is not being added to their number of tweets. So see, even if you go down, the number one trending tweet is not being shown on the entire list, even after I typed the first word Hindu. And now, only after I type United, you and I of United, I get the number one tweet. But now it is being uh, the the person writing the tweet is being shown so many um, trends of the same hashtag, but with only the size of the letters changed, like Hindu United Against Terror, and then Hindu United Against Terror with a smaller h, and there is Hindu United Against Terrorism, and there is Hindu United Against Islamic Terror. Now I understand these people may be using these against terrorism and against Islamic terror, but Hindu United Against Terror and Hindu United Against Terror with a small h should not be two different trends. They should be counted together. But now maybe you will think that this is just how it is, how people have been commenting or how people have been tweeting, and that is why Hindu United Against Terror is divided into a capital H and a small h. So no, let me show you. If I use a smaller h1, Hindu, again we get the same results. So it is based on word, okay, smaller h Hindu and smaller u United. Okay, so Hindu United still gives us the same options, okay, not no difference at all, it's the same options. So the trends are based exactly on the letters and not on the on whether the letters are capital or small. To counter this, let me show you another trend. The another trend is stop blaming Muslims. The Muslim community feels like, some people feel like they are being targeted, okay, for everything that goes wrong, and that instead the media should only target the people who commit the crime. All right, I'm okay with that, and I'm think that's like this that should happen. But let's see, when it comes to their voice, as soon as I type S, I get stop blaming Muslims right here on third trend. Okay, Sushant Singh Rajput is trending right now because it's a very famous Indian actor who just committed suicide, and the news is going viral right now. Okay, Shehnaz Kaur kill. I don't know the news about her, but as soon as you type S, you get stop blaming Muslim, and there is nothing to confuse you. There is only one stop blaming Muslims. There is, even if I'm using a small letter S, even if I press the whole stop, there is still no stop blaming you Muslims, two or three or different words. Everyone is using. I am. I really do not think that stop blaming Muslims are so united that they are all using the same spelling, and people are, and Twitter is unable to find anyone using a smaller S in stop blaming Muslim, but somehow Twitter finds people using smaller H, okay, lowercase h. So let's go for the, let's say stop blame. Okay, stop blaming celebrity and stop blame and nothing else. Look at how clear this is. A person who's trying to trend, who's trying to tweet regarding this trend and trying to raise his voice or support, show his support for this particular, uh, for this particular topic. Okay, it is so convenient for him. His voice is going to add to the number of people who are doing something in this regard, okay, who are trying to show their support in this regard. So the whole number together will be far larger and it will be united, which is good, which shows you in a very convenient way how many people think this is an issue and how many people think that voice should be raised against this issue. But the moment you go to a non-liberal um, right wing tweet or right wing topics, suddenly you are confused with all this. Look at this, look at the number of trends that are there to confuse you. And even if you press the Hindu United against Hindu Unity, Hindu United against terror, Hindu United against terror, Hindu United against terrorism, Hindu United against Islamic terror, Hindu United against terror, Hindu United against terror, Hindu United against Islam terror, Hindu uni, like there are so many just being thrown in here to divide the voices. I do not think this is being done by the algorithm. I do think this is being done intentionally using either a biased code or by someone who is in a high ranking position in Twitter, because it is very clear to the world that the Silicon Valley is a very liberal, uh, the politics over there is very liberal leaning politics. So I think there is some biases of the programmers that has been put into this, and this needs to be taken care of. This is really wrong when a platform which is as big as Twitter, which is global, is forcing people or is causing people um, when a platform this big is biased. Okay, English isn't my first language, so please forgive me for all the issues I'm having to communicate myself. But this I feel is really wrong, and I am a Hindu, so I want to support the Hindu against Hindu United against terror hashtag, because has been an incident where a village, Hindu village, was burned down. 15 houses were burnt by a mob of a different community, and I do not blame the whole community. I do blame the law and order situation in such places where, irrespective of the religion or caste or community of the um, criminal, the law should deal with the situation in an equal manner. So based on that, for that reason, I wanted to comment, I wanted to tweet for the support of this topic. But looking at how situation on Twitter is, I feel that I need to instead stay away from Twitter. I need to instead work on finding a better alternative and put my efforts over there, or just raise my voices over there, because I don't want to be on a system which is already rigged, which is trying to limit my voices, which is trying to limit the things that I want to support personally. And any liberal who calls himself a liberal should be raising these concerns. Freedom of speech is not uh, privilege that you should get based on your political views, political ideologies. Freedom of speech should be there for everyone. Thank you.